Yesterday, I was sitting across from a client who runs a boutique hotel group here in Dubai, the kind of places you save for a special weekend. We are mid conversation and his phone buzzes. He glances down and goes, Anvesha, excuse me 1 minute. He tells me the supplier has been pitching him for weeks custom carpets and furnishings for the lobbies of his next hotel opening. Serious order. And he says, let me just check something before I put my team on this. So he picks up his phone, types something, waits maybe a minute. Then he turns to his executive assistant and says, yeah, he seems legit. Have the team look into the company and the product properly. And I said, wait, what did you just do? He goes, oh, I just asked ChatGPT, who is this person from this company. So ChatGPT told me he runs the firm. He has been featured in a couple of trade publications. That sort of a thing. I do a quick glance before my team goes deep. Saves everyone time. And I smiled. That quick glance that he did, it is happening everywhere right now. The next person you pitch, the investor, the partner, the big client, or the senior hire, a lot of them are doing exactly what he did. Before the real meeting or before their team digs in, they ask ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever AI they trust, who is this person? And they form a first impression from whatever comes back. So, if you are a founder, a CEO, or you sit in the C suite, this one is specifically for you. You get looked up more than anyone else in your company, which means one paragraph written by an AI is doing your introductions to the most important people in your pipeline. So, the real question is what is that paragraph saying? Here's the good news you don't have to guess. It'll take you just 2 minutes to just check what is ChatGPT saying about you. Open your ChatGPT account, doesn't matter if it is free or paid. Start a fresh chat so it is not, just flattering you based on your old conversations. And ask it these questions that you can see on the screen, and I'll also try to give in the description or the comments. Ask it who is your full name? Who is this person from this company? What is this person known for? What does this company do? Who founded it? Would you recommend for this particular service or product? Now read all these answers like a stranger would, because that's who is reading it. Now ask yourself these three things. Number one, is it accurate? Number two, is it current? Like, does it know what you are doing now, or is it like stuck on what you were doing 3 years ago? And number three, is it complete or thin and vague? Or does it just say doesn't have enough information? For a lot of founders, that last one is the result. And that's not a failure, that's an opportunity. An empty space is far easier to fill than a wrong story is to correct. So, if for your name it is saying it does not have enough information, don't worry. It's actually a good thing for now. So, now the next question on your mind is can I actually change what ChatGPT is saying about me? Yes, you can. You can change what ChatGPT says about you. And no, you don't have to email OpenAI in San Francisco and beg them to fix your paragraph. You can't call them up and file a correction. Thankfully, you don't need to. There are cleverer and easier ways, and most of them are things you already have the power to change today. But to understand how you can change what ChatGPT says about you, you need to understand where the answer is coming from. So, how is ChatGPT building the answer? It's not random, it's built from sources. ChatGPT builds its answer simply from one of two ways. Number one is from the training data. So everything that it learned when it was built, that plays some role in creating its answers. But that has a cutoff date. So it is usually out of date or it blurs with somebody else's. Number two, the more important one now, is the live web search it does. So whenever a question needs current information, it reads the web to create that answer. And it writes from the sources it trusts. So if it finds answers in 100 or 200 different places, it does not really matter. What matters to it are the 1 to 10 most important sources that are for it, and it creates it answers from those sources. Now, when it comes to what ChatGPT is saying about a founder or a CEO, the biggest source is LinkedIn. So when we say control what AI says about you, which is a very big topic right now, you can spend a year reading about it, but you don't have all the time to just work on this, right? You are a founder, you are a CEO, you are a leader, you have 10,000 different things to do. So what is the one thing that you can work on which will give you the highest returns? That is LinkedIn. And there is data behind it. It's not a hunch. AI actually leans on a small set of trusted sources, and for questions about people, LinkedIn sits right at the top. Now, here is why LinkedIn specifically is your lever. For a professional question like who is this person? What does this person do? Is this person credible? For this, AI is actually reading LinkedIn. It is the number two most cited domain in AI answers. 14% of ChatGPT responses cite LinkedIn. And the fun part is it is something that you fully own. You if you are already reading about personal branding and founder positioning, you know that things like wiki data also help, getting yourself placed in newspapers also help. But getting yourself in wiki data is pretty tough and complicated, and sometimes it works, sometimes doesn't. It's not in your hands. Getting yourself in newspapers is also tough. LinkedIn is just open. You create your LinkedIn account and you start working on it, and voila, you will be able to influence ChatGPT, right? That is one reason. And the other reason why LinkedIn is the starting point for you is also this. See, founders, entrepreneurs, CEOs, you love thinking, building, and doing the work. But most of you are camera shy. You don't want to dance on TikTok videos or post your face 3 times a day. Otherwise, I would have said that, creating your Instagram or TikTok profiles also work. But LinkedIn does not have a lot of friction when it comes to founders, CEOs, C-suite executives, and leaders. So if you have to work on just one thing this year, it has to be LinkedIn so that you can influence what ChatGPT says about you. And I'll just tell you very simple things to work on. Number one is fix your headline. I have created a separate video on what your headline should be like. Number two is fix your about section. And number three is just keep your LinkedIn profile current. No need to post all the cringe content. You know what I mean by cringe content. But do keep it current. Keep it relevant to, your work, your role. And even your personal life is good to go as long as you are not just saying cringy stuff like today my kid fell down and these are the 10 things I learned from it. Don't do that. So fix your LinkedIn, start working on it. Once that is something you have a good grasp on, then comes the multipliers. What are the other things you can do and what are the things you need to keep doing so that ChatGPT always tells those things that you wanted to tell about you. So one thing everybody misses is consistency. See, AI trusts and sees what it is repeated. So if you are that carpet seller, if you have a firm that is selling carpets to boutique hotels, you have to keep talking about that, your passion for carpets, where your designs are inspired from, how is your quality different, why is it suited to your particular, niche of clients. You have to keep talking about that. Your name, your title, your one line description, your website bios, your speaker profiles, everywhere it has to say the same thing consistently. When all of these things agree, so say ChatGPT is looking at your LinkedIn, it is also looking at your Crunchbase profile, it is also looking at your Facebook, it is looking at 10 different things. And if all of them say the same thing, it will be easier for ChatGPT to repeat that same thing. So LinkedIn is the first point, and then see what are the other places that I've talked about you, and those are also the places you need to keep talking about yourself. Wikipedia entry is another thing. I will create a separate video for it, although I understand that for a new founder without a team, it's a bit difficult to start doing. But after that comes getting yourself placed in press, getting yourself in podcasts. These are the easier to do things now. And actually LinkedIn compounds. So if you're consistent on LinkedIn, a lot of the time, podcast hosts are going to reach out to you, journalists are going to reach out to you for quotes. So these are things that will keep adding up, and this will help you change what ChatGPT says about you. So if you have to take away one thing from this video, that is this, that you can change what ChatGPT says about you, and the easiest way to do it is to work on your LinkedIn profile. And if you have any questions about that, do post it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. I'm Anvesha Bose. I'm the founder of Bloomint. We work with founders, CEOs, and senior leaders. We are based in Dubai, but we work with clients globally. And this is exactly what we help them do. We help them work on their personal branding, founder positioning, and the ultimate goal is to help them control what Google and AI tools say about them. Because nobody has the time, or your clients, your investors don't have the time to do a 10-day research on you. Now everybody is just going to Google and checking out about you. They're going to ChatGPT and checking out about you. So it is important to have a personal brand. It is important to work on your founder positioning, because however good work you are doing, people are not going to know that about you unless you create these touch points for them to know about you. So that's all for the video. I hope it made sense to you, and if it did, please do give it a like.